Humans have encountered countless mythical creatures for centuries, but are these beings just legends or did they actually roam the earth? Watch till the end to discover the truth. Number 7. Unicorns. We hear about unicorns in fairy tales, but where did that idea come from? Thousands of years ago, people in the Indus Valley drew a one-horned animal on small stone stamps. Some believe they were just myths, but a real animal similar to them once existed. During the Ice Age, a massive beast called Elasmotherium roamed the land. It looked like a rhino, had a horn as tall as a person, and was one of the largest animals humans ever hunted. But climate change and modern humans led to its extinction. So unicorns weren't just legends, we just hunted them to death. Number 6. Dwarves. Dwarves have been in myths for over 1,000 years, but what if they actually walked among us? About 50,000 years ago, a small human species called Homo floresiensis lived on an island in Indonesia. They were much shorter than us, so tiny people call them hobbits. Life was tough. They had to survive next to giant predators like Komodo dragons, but they weren't born small by accident. When bigger humans arrived 100,000 years ago, the island's isolation caused them to shrink over time, a survival trick called insular dwarfism. So dwarves weren't just characters from stories. We just never met them. Number 5. Yeti and Bigfoot. You've probably heard about a big hairy creature walking on 2 legs called the Yeti in the Himalayas and Bigfoot in North America. In 1951, climbers near Mount Everest found massive footprints in the snow. People thought they belonged to the Yeti, but in 2017, DNA tests showed the prints came from rare Himalayan bears. So was the Yeti just a bear or something else? In 1967, a video claimed to capture Bigfoot in the wild. Many called it fake, but in 2022, when experts re-examined the video in 4K, they noticed the suit didn't match anything made by humans. And here's where things get wild. 3.7 million years ago, a small creature called Australopithecus walked upright in Africa. They were only 4 feet tall and had small brains, but they walked like us, and may have even eaten meat. Number 4. Loch Ness Monster. People in Scotland have claimed for centuries to see a huge mysterious creature in Loch Ness, with a long neck and a dinosaur-like body. But despite sonar scans and underwater cameras, no one has found solid proof. Therefore, most scientists think the monster is a mix of hoaxes and mistaken sightings. But millions of years ago, something very similar did exist, the plesiosaurus. It wasn't a dinosaur, but it lived at the same time. With flippers like paddles and a neck as long as a giraffe's, it ruled the oceans for 150 million years. Then, like the dinosaurs, it vanished in a mass extinction. Therefore, if Plesiosaurus went extinct so long ago, so how have people seen it in Loch Ness for over 1,500 years? The logical explanation is that someone found a plesiosaur fossil and mistook it for the Loch Ness monster. Number 3. Giant serpents. Giant snakes show up in stories across the world, from Jormungandr in Roman tales to Vasuki in Hindu myths. But these monsters weren't all make-believe, because scientists found fossils of Titanoboa, a snake as long as a city bus, and Vasuki indicus, which was even longer, nearly 50 feet. Titanoboa lived in South America's swamps and crushed prey with its body. Vasuki was found in India, which links it back to the ancient stories. Therefore, scientists named it after the legendary serpent. So these weren't just giant snakes in myths, they were real hunters, bigger and scarier than all the animals alive today. Number 2. Dragons. Dragons appear in legends everywhere. In Asia, they are often shown without wings and soaring through clouds to control the rain. Meanwhile, European dragons are winged and known for breathing fire. Some believe these tales began when people found huge bones and imagined dragons. But millions of years ago, something just as amazing ruled the skies. Quetzalcoatlus. This flying reptile stood as tall as a giraffe and had wings wider than a school bus. It didn't flap like a bird, though. Instead, it launched itself into the air and soared like a glider. Some scientists think it also hunted on land, using its long beak to snap up baby dinosaurs. So what happened to it? The same asteroid that killed the dinosaurs wiped it out too. But its legacy lives on in hawks and eagles, just smaller and less terrifying. Number 1. Cthulhu. Cthulhu is a creepy sea monster from a 1928 horror story, said to haunt dreams from the depths of the ocean. But long before that tale, real sea monsters ruled the deep. One was Tusoteuthis, a massive squid-like creature that reached 40 feet long. That's 2 giraffes laid end to end. It had a hard shell inside, which made it stronger and faster than modern squids. It hunted giant fish and even baby marine reptiles. But like many others, it disappeared when the asteroid hit 66 million years ago. Cthulhu might be a story, but Tusoteuthis was real. And here's something to think about. We've explored only 5% of the ocean. So if monsters like that existed before, what else is hiding in the dark? But there's something I didn't tell you at the start of the video. Every creature I mentioned is nothing compared to the unbelievable ones that actually exist. I showed them in my previous video, so click here to watch it.